are you doing?
What doing?
Sis! Hey, look who's here! Sis! What a surprise!
Hey, look who's here. Sis, what a spy.
Hey, I didn't expect to see you here. Please join me.
Hey, I just expect to... Hey, I didn't expect to see you here. Please join me.
Here, please join me.
How was your day, Julia?
How was your day, Julia?
Oh, I had an awful day.
Oh, I had a full day.
It seemed to be such a lovely day at the beginning. I was sitting on the balcony, drinking a cup of coffee.
It seemed to be such a lovely day at the very beginning. I was sitting on the balcony, drinking a cup of coffee.
The sun was shining, someone was playing a violin in the street, and I was enjoying a beautiful afternoon.
The sun was shining, someone was playing a violin in the street, and I was enjoying a beautiful afternoon.
I was feeling hungry, so I decided to make spaghetti.
I was feeling hungry, so I decided to make spaghetti.
But I realized that I didn't have any tomato sauce.
But I really that doesn't have any tomato sauce.
So I went to the grocery store to buy some.
So I went to grocery store to buy some.
After buying a few items, I finally found the tomato sauce.
After buying a few items, I finally found the tomato sauce.
I was reading the label when the jar just slipped out of my hands and
I was reading the label when the jar just slipped out of my hands and fell down.
fell down. There was glass and red sauce all over the floor and splattered all over my shoes.
There was glass and red sauce over the floor and splattered on over my shoe.
I looked around and noticed that everyone was staring at me.
I looked around and noticed that everyone was staring at me.
People were smiling and whispering to each other.
People were smiling and whispering to each other.
Soon I noticed that I was leaving a trail of red footprints through the store.
Soon I noticed that I was leaving a trail of red footprint through the store.
I found a grocery store worker and let him know what I had just done. I offered to help clean it up, but he declined.
I found a grocery store worker and let him know that what I had just done. I offered to help clean it up, but he declined.
I was so embarrassed that I wasn't even looking where I was going.
I was so embarrassed that I wasn't even looking where I was going.
And I knocked over a display of chips.
And I knocked over a display of chips.
I knocked over a display of chips. I was just standing there in shock.
I was just standing there in shock.
A manager was walking by me that very moment and noticed the mess I had made.
A manager was walking by me that every moment and noticed my mess and had mad.
I was expecting her to be angry, but she wasn't. She said they would take care of everything.
I was expecting her to be angry, but he wasn't. She said they would take care of everything.
She was smiling. Maybe she was thinking about how clumsy I was.
She was smiling. Maybe I was thinking about how clumsy I was.
Oh, poor you, sis. I'm sorry you had to go through this. It was just a bad day.
Oh, poor you, sis. I'm sorry you had to go through this. It was just a bad day.
And there's more.
And there's more.
While I was waiting to pay the checkout, I realized I forgot my wallet home. I was mortified.
While I was waiting to pay at the checkout, I I forgot my wallet home. I was mortified.
Oh no. So what did you do?
Oh no, so what did you do?
I apologized and left all my shopping there.
I apologized and left all my shopping there.
Maybe you're too tired and stressed out. You should take a few days off from work and get some rest.
Maybe you are too tired and stressed out. You should take a few days off from work and get some rest.
You should take a few days off from work and get some rest.
Yeah, you're right. You know, I called you yesterday at about 8 p.m., but you didn't answer. What were you doing?
Yeah, you're right. You know, I called you yesterday at about 8 p.m., but you didn't answer. What were you doing?
You'll never guess what happened yesterday evening.
You are never guessed what happened yesterday evening.
I was sitting in the living room watching TV when I suddenly felt a strong smell of...
I was sitting in the living room watching TV when I suddenly felt a strong smell of smoke.
It was coming from the corridor outside our apartment.
I was coming from a corridor outside our apartment.
I opened the door and saw smoke at the end of the corridor.
I opened the door and saw smoke at the end of the corridor.
At the end of the corridor. Mrs. Brown lives there.
Miss Brown lives there.
I grabbed the fire extinguisher and ran towards her apartment.
I grabbed the fire extinguisher and ran toward her apartment.
I opened the door and there was a big fire. The flames were spreading quickly.
I opened the door and there was a big fire. A flame was spreading quickly.
I put out the fire as fast as I could.
I put out the fire as fast as I could.
Then I saw Mrs. Brown in the living room. She was lying down on the floor.
When I saw Miss Brown in the living room, she was lying down on the floor.
She was screaming for help.
She was screaming for help.
Help! Help!
She was bleeding.
She was bleeding.
I called the ambulance right away.
I called the ambulance right away.
Oh, poor Mrs. Brown. Is she okay now?
Oh, poor Miss Brown. Is she okay now?
Is she okay now?
Yes, luckily she's fine.
Yes, luckily she finds.
But what happened?
But what happened?
It seems that the fire was started by some candles that were burning in the living room.
It seems that the fire was started by some candle what were burning in the living room.
In the living room. Mrs. Brown was dozing off when the fire started.
Miss Brown was drawing up when the fire started.
She woke up, and while she was trying to put out the fire, she fell down and broke her arm.
She woke up and cried. She was trying to put out the fire. She fell down and broke her arm.
She's really lucky to be alive thanks to you. You're a real hero.
She really lucky to be alive. Thanks to you. You are a really hero. Real hero.
And where were you, Isabella, when all that happened? What were you doing?
And where were you, Isabella, when all that happened? What were you doing?
I was taking a shower. So I didn't notice anything.
I was taking a shower, so I didn't notice anything.
But when I came out of the bathroom, I felt the smell of smoke and knew something was going on.
But when I come out of the bathroom, I felt the smell of smoke and knew something was going on.
And I soon found out everything.
And I soon found out everything.
I'm glad things turned out fine in the end.
I'm glad things turned out fine in the end.
I'm so happy to spend such a wonderful evening with my brother and my sister-in-law.
I'm so happy to spend such a wonderful evening with my brother and my sister-in-law.